And from one great discussion into the next, we are on to our next fireside chat. And I'm very happy to have with me Kevin Jackson, animator and filmmaker, and also Fabian Barracks, theater practitioner. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Good. All right. So let's get into it, because I think I have two gentlemen right here who, they seem like they're, it's unassuming and simple, but trust me, they have some accolades under the belt. Let's start with Kevin. So Kevin is an award-winning filmmaker and animator. He completed filming of his short film, Things Left at the Table, earlier this year. He lectures in animation at the UWI, NCU, and Hart BTDI. He's a former president of the Jamaica Animation Nation Network. He's also marketing and communications director for the Jamaica Film and Television Association and former public relations officer for the Jamaica Design Association. A whole heap of things that, Kevin. Whole heap of things, all right?
Yeah, whole heap.
Okay. I'm telling all the panelists that this is not the time to be discreet. You're on the fireside chat for a reason. We want to know more about you. And let me tell you about this other gentleman right here to my left, Fabian Barracks, right? So everybody think Barracks Entertainment all about on social media. Let me tell you why. Fabian Barracks is the CEO of Barracks Entertainment. Yes, this is the guy responsible for it. The theater company established 11 years ago that empowers youth through arts. He has done 10 commercial productions, some of the most recent being was Sweet Nanny Goat, Black Sheep, and Ananda Alert. The Barracks has established the Barracks Theatre in 2019, which serves a youth hub for theatre arts. He won an Actor Boy Award back in 2018 for Best Comedy for Black Sheep, Youth View Awards for Favorite Local Theatre Play in 2017 for one was Sweet Nanny Goat. He's also a past student of the ESEM program at UWI. And recently, here it is, recently produced the web series Bala. Is him do it? Yes, same person over here. So that deals with a myriad of issues that are of interest to our young people. So again, thank you for being here, both of you. Rich, right? No, seriously, it's an amazing thing. No, but I mean, hey, how has your profession, your interest been paying off for you?
It hasn't been doing too badly. I mean, when it started, it was definitely slow. Animation was not a popular thing. Over time, it's gotten more popular. As well as, I've just kind of built a network of clients. Some of them are quite loyal clients who call me back again and again. So it's definitely, it's getting there.
All right. And
for me, well, thankfully for the ESEM program at UA, it really cemented in me that the business side of it is important, because sometimes as creatives we focus so much on doing this and doing that, and we're hungry at the end of the day. So for me, it's always about, does it make sense, dollars and cents? Does it make sense? And so we always ensure that whatever productions we do, that even if it doesn't break even, it has to make a profit.
And I mean, local filmmakers is something that we've always spoken about, that filmmaking, a really great filmmaking, for quality, for right casting, for space to shoot in, it requires a good budget. Right? It really does, right? And it's one of the big problems that many of our filmmakers face. And also the participants, the characters, the talents that we have to work with. What has your experience been like managing productions like the ones that you have managed in Jamaica?
All right. So pretty much, outside of commercial work, when it comes to the passion projects, telling a story, it's definitely been very challenging, because a lot of the times, the budget that you really need, you can't get. So what you end up doing is, a lot of times there's a lot of favors that are, given, a lot of energy that's given. People will give up their time. They will, give you a discount on certain things so that you can get it done. Some of the actors will come on board, either for the experience or just simply to add to their portfolio, that sort of thing. So we definitely get by. The unfortunate thing is, well, I have to commend you, because one of the most difficult things is to get a series done. It's easy to get a short or two done, but to get something like a full season is next to impossible. So
Yeah, and Fabian, I mean, you can just kindly pick up right there.
I can tell you, it still feels impossible, even though we went through season one. But I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Like it was like literally a month of just planning. The quality was not the best, but we had to do something because there was a demand for it. The kids are home, and we cater to youth. The kids are home. They're messaging us. Are there any plays coming out? We didn't have anything to, say to them. We say, you know what, let's create something. And we all got up. We pulled our resources together. We pulled on some corporate persons who were willing to give us $1 here and there. And would you believe we actually created 9 episodes with less than $1.5 million.
Whoa.
And that's unheard of.
That is unheard
Yes.
of. Yeah, that really is. So the truth is that we have big stories in Jamaica to tell.
Yes, we do.
And in the Caribbean to tell. And it's more than just music. It's more than just violence. There's so many other things that we can talk about, right, from the Caribbean. Do you find that when we diversify the stories coming out of Jamaica, is the interest still there?
The interest is out there. And if we're talking internationally, the interest is definitely out there. Recently, for example, what's her name? Nadine Rollins. She's been pitching her series pilot written by Latte Williams, which is called Traytown. And that's been doing very well. That's been, when you talk to the producers overseas who have seen the pitch, they're expecting big things from this because it's a very diverse story. It's about a politician, a female politician who is struggling to gain the trust of her constituency and at the same time balance her private life, which she has a secret in the closet that she's trying to contend with. There are stories like Revelations is a story that recently went on Digicel Playgo, and that series has been doing very well. It's a very short series. It's 5 15-minute episodes, but it's about a family cooped up in a house during the pandemic, and they are basically confronting issues they didn't know that they have. And a lot of people have commented that it's the best thing they've ever seen out of Jamaica. It's something that they can all relate to. So people really, really want these stories, not just the violence, not just the sex. They want the family stories, the comedies, the action, the sci-fi, the drama. They want all of that from Jamaica.
Yeah, very good point. And for you as well, especially with Ballers, with a whole series, you have to
the demand for it is amazing. Like I've seen our YouTube page grow from 32,000 to 113,000 in less than literally 2 months.
Whoa!
So I was like, it has blown away. Our YouTube, our engagement, just everything social media. We realize the power of it now with COVID and the pandemic for us. We really found a way to really just make the most of it, despite not being able to move, not being able to be in the intimate space of theater, because that was really our area, theater. And it was my first job at this. And I can say that I didn't know anything about film directing. You can see the issues with it, but I can tell you just based on the feedback from the fans, they appreciate having it come out every Friday. They can look forward to something.
Which goes back to the storytelling, right? Yes, the storytelling of it all. And how do you manage to kind of keep the story evolving so that and fresh, so you can keep people's interest?
All right. So I know, for example, our primary target audience is our youth.
Yeah.
They want to see themselves on stage, and not many Jamaican films tell a youth story, especially in that way, like issues of sex, sexuality, that kind of thing. We try to push the edge. I watch a lot of Netflix series, and because of that, I try to incorporate a lot of things that probably a typical Jamaican series wouldn't explore, especially for youth. Imagine a group of high schoolers who committed a murder. We've never really seen that, but just to see it in a space like that really brings it to life, and everybody's so excited as to what's going to happen next. So I'm very proud of where Bala has taken in terms of
And it's a great pivot for you in this pandemic. But how do you see us moving forward in film and production, television production, etc., with this pandemic? If it's a case where people are saying maybe it will never end.
No, I'll be honest with you, the filmmakers have been managing because that's what they do for a living. They don't do anything else. So they have to work. So video productions still continue. We just do our safety protocols. We wear our masks, we sanitize, we socially distance when we can. We, if something happens on set, people will, quarantine until they're better to get back on set. We have had a very, very, very few incidents where, somebody may have COVID on set, but literally as soon as that's reported, everybody quarantines, gets tested, and etc. For Revelations, the show I mentioned earlier, with that show, what we had done was everybody who worked on set, the actors and the crew, we all got tested before we worked on set, and then when we went on set, we moved on set for 1 week. We never left set for the entire week, not even to go down the road to buy a sweetie or whatever. Everything was self-contained in the house. In terms of food, if food needs to come to set, there's one person designated to go get the food and bring it back, etc., and they sanitize whatever. And that was a very comfortable experience, knowing that okay, we've all been tested, we're all negative, and we're all in this contained space. We can just focus on work, because it is a little bit distressing when okay, we need to shoot this thing, but 6 o'clock is curfew, and 6 o'clock rolling around. Had an incident where a filmmaker was working till late, didn't realize curfew was 6, and him called me and say, yo, I don't know if I can make it back into Mandeville tonight. And I was like, all right, come crash here, because no one you get locked up and whatever. But we're working, we're still doing it.
Still making it happen.
We're still making it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing for us. Like when we were shooting and the curfew time, it was such a major challenge. And then because we're working with kids, a lot of times we had to, I literally had to drop them home.
Of course,
and pick them up. So it was challenging for us. And with a limited budget, we just had to do the best thing. So, but all of them chipped in. Most of who worked on the project, they did it free of cost. We utilized a lot of influencers and persons like that who are surprisingly at home too, and they want something to do. They're creating content in their own space, so they're happy for filmmakers like Kevin and myself to bring them in a space where they can showcase their talent in a more formal way.
Exactly, because you need to really use the downtime as prep time.
Yes.
Because we have to position ourselves for what will happen when the gates do open wide again, and people can say, oh yeah, I saw that person on Baller, and I saw that person, on Revelation, and I can use them because they're so good at what they do. The other thing I want to zone in on, though, gentlemen, is how we can, as Jamaicans, we're able to watch our African series, watch Indian series as well. And, we spend time on it as Jamaicans.
Yes.
We watch the captions and we get involved with the characters and such. Do you feel that there's a space for our local series as well outside of Jamaica, outside of the region as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll give you an example. I have an animation called A Beacon of the Maroons, which just came second in a film competition that's in Greece. Hold on, back up. Come on, no.
Kev, you have to come on, Kevin. Let's get into it. Give us what's the name of it?
It's called A Beacon of the Maroons.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does it cover?
So A Beacon of the Maroons is about this Ghanaian prince who's been taken a slave along with his sister in Jamaica. And basically he has escaped from this plantation, but he and his sister become separated, and he has to seek the help of the Maroons to help him find her and battle the plantation, and that sort of thing.
It won second place in Greece.
It won second place in this, because here's the thing. I'll give you an example. I spoke with a lady from a film festival in South Africa, and she said she wanted some Jamaican animations for her festival. So I sent her a few things from other animators that were a little bit more like Nickelodeon, something you'd find on Nickelodeon or whatever. And the lady was like, oh, these are nice, but this is not what we're looking for. We want something that's a bit more Jamaican. So I went digging down and found some stuff that was more Jamaican, and they said, yeah, this is what we want, because the people in Africa that they are catering to, Cape Town, etc., they want to see people that look like them on screen. They want to see animations where the characters look, black skin, whatever. Even in Australia, I remember going to Kids Screen in Miami, and a woman from Australia said she wants some Jamaican animations. And I just flat out asked her, I said, why does Australia want Jamaican animations? And she said, boy, here's the thing about it. The Aborigines, they want to see characters that look like them. And there's a strong Jamaican culture in Australia. There's an Aboriginal who considers himself Rastas, practices it, everything, and everybody knows him. And she says that that's the type of content they want to see. They're not really interested. I don't know why I'm getting
teary-eyed by this one. I don't know why I'm getting all like, it is so great to hear this.
People want to think about it. You watch Netflix. do you only watch the American shows, or do you check out the Korean shows? Do you check out the Japanese
everything,
shows? Do you
yes.
check out the African shows, the Turkish shows? I check out everything
All of them.
because I want to see variety of stories. There are people around the world, them tired of seeing the same old, same old. They want to
Yes.
see different stories. Right?
Yeah.
They really, really want to see different stories.
I'm very happy to hear that. And you must be getting a lot of feedback as well from all over the world. because
Outside of Jamaica,
it's online.
I think our viewership outside of Jamaica is like 20%
Wow.
for the analytics. But I can tell you, like, we have a GoFundMe, and those are the ones who are really supporting the GoFundMe right now.
Okay.
So I know for a fact that we have fans. People call us, like, if the episode late one weekend, we see foreign number call, or phone. You know, what's happening with Bola?
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Gentlemen, I mean, downtown Kingston, so much potential down here. I mean, it's
Yeah.
ripe for booming, you know what I mean? And so many stories can come out of downtown Kingston.
Yes.
What would be your vision for this space?
My vision for this space, I would love for there to be a studio lot downtown, a studio lot where people can, you know, film their productions.
Yeah.
You know, a studio lot where you can build a set specifically for a certain purpose. Because I can tell you as a filmmaker, one of the challenging things is you need a bar scene. You go to a bar, you talk to them, and them say, "All right, yeah, sure," but then them still conducting bar business, and you have to be fighting with the noise of the bar and, you know, whatever. You're trying to get permission to use a certain space, and it's difficult to get that permission. Sometimes you have to get permits from 3 different entities and pay these 3 different entities because it falls a little bit under KSA. It also falls under UDC. So when you have a lot where you can contain things, and, like, for example, you don't have to wait till a school go on holiday to go film the classroom scene, you know, you can just go in the lot whenever and film it.
It's a step of our game.
Yeah, we're just glad for COVID because school out, so you can shoot
Can
there all the
utilize
time.
what's not
But
being
when
used.
school starts,
And big up to Meadowbrook, who gave us their school free of cost to
Oh
shoot
my
Bala.
God,
So
yes.
Meadowbrook.
Big
Big up to
Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook for that, yeah.
For me, downtown Jamaicans have talent. We can't deny that. I don't know if you've ever been to the Coronation Market and see the vendors and just how animated they are and how colorful they are. A lot of them will actually message us and be like, "Oh, can I act in your series?" For me, I want a space downtown where we can go into the communities and train people. We can train talents. We can let them know that, you know, this is how you can do your thing and put it in such a way where you can learn certain techniques to be put in a series, you know. So I want for downtown Kingston to be that place where we can outsource talent, we can get rich, authentic Jamaican talent and train them into what we want to see.
Yes, because instead of, you know, and all these international films, I've said before as well, it makes use Jamaicans
Yes,
for
use
Jamaican
Jamaicans,
scenes.
yes.
You know what I mean? Use Jamaicans, because when it's not an authentic Jamaican person doing
You
it, we know.
It's cringy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cringy.
We know. We're like, stop talking like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't talk like that.
Yeah.
So you're so right. Social media handles, where can people reach your emails? Give them to us.
Instagram at Nivek Pro Animations. That's NIVEK PRO Animations. Our website is www.nivekfilms.com. NIVEKFILMS. And yeah, you can pretty much find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, same handles.
Yeah.
And for me, Barracks Entertainment, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just go on, subscribe, like, share, comment, and reach out to us if it is that you have a dream, you have a talent. We always look for young, fresh faces.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you both. Congratulations on everything that you've achieved so far. And I can only imagine what's going to be happening in the near future for both of you. Thank you so much, Kevin and Fabian, for joining me for the Fireside Chat. I believe, let me tell you, we will talk for the whole day about television here in Jamaica, seriously, because there's so many parts to pull apart. And we're so happy that Kingston Culture Forum could really provide a space for our producers or television producers or creators or filmmakers to have really good discussions. Thank you, gentlemen.